I'm going to start recording now and then move into a screen share. Yeah, it's a little soft. Just quick agenda for this meeting. I love my PowerPoints. Oh, there we go. All right, so tonight's agenda, really quick, we have a couple of school-related updates. I'm just going to talk through that. Mostly includes the online attendance policy. I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on how to find assessments in Edmodo. I have been going over these with the students the last couple of days, so this is stuff that they should know, but just in case, I also want you guys able to help them navigate. Resources in Edmodo, which I think are going to be your best friends. If you're anything like me, I need step-by-step instructions. Finding assignments in Envision. Just reviewing communication, forms of communication, excuse me, and then questions and on the next meeting. So I'm going to jump right into going into Edmodo. I'm actually going to skip around a little bit, and I'm going to show you the resources first. So all of your students should be in Edmodo at this point. I don't have anybody that I haven't been able to get a hold of. I've spoken to everybody, which is good. So once your student goes into Edmodo, their student page looks just like this. And this folders button is probably the most important thing. This, unfortunately, you're going to have to memorize how to find it because the resources on how to find everything are in the folders. So once they log into their Edmodo, you'll notice that they have a bunch of different classes on the left-hand side to make it easier for them, because to me, this stone, that stone, I mean, they all pretty much look the same. And they have this whole list, and they also have Mr. Famularo there. They have specials there. They have everything there. So to make it easier, I have red dot and blue dot. They know which period they are. If they're my homeroom, they're period 1. If they're in my second period, obviously period 2. So they just select one of these, whichever one is theirs. The reality is they're pretty much mirror images of each other. So whatever I post in one, I post in the other, but they can select theirs. For this demo, I'm going to go into period 1. Once you do that, this is what you see. Now, a lot of things pop up here, including all of their communication, so I find this quite confusing at times. But this folders button is what you guys are going to want. As soon as they get into Edmodo and you click on folders, I kind of already went over their resources for the week are here. And again, I showed them that, but this is their assignments and things. This is a beautiful thing because what I'm working on now, I finished one. What I'm working on is step-by-step instructions on how to access all of their assignments and all of the programs that they're going to be using. So right now, Envision is finished. So if you were to go into their folder and click on resources, it's going to open up a document that shows you step-by-step how to access the Envision, how to get to their assignments in Envision. It explains what their username and password is and where they would put it here. It explains how to access their classes. Once they're in their classes, it explains how to get to the individual assignments. So everything is step-by-step. Everything is laid out as simply as I can make it. And this really is an amazing thing to have because, like I said, I need, you know, if they don't access it every single day, you know, they're going to forget how to do it. So I just want to make sure they have a way to go in and say, okay, this is how I'm going to get to my assignments. All their assignments come down in the middle. And then they also have extra resources available to them. Both of their textbooks are here. They can click on either one and get into those resources at any time. We're moving on to topic 14 starting Monday, so they can click on that. And it has everything, their lessons there. And my favorite part is they have videos explaining how to do things. And then for my Spanish speakers, their book is in Spanish. There's a video in Spanish. So they have Spanish resources on that as well. And again, this is a document that all of you guys have access to. Then take it off, baby. All of you guys have access to via that Edmodo folder. So in order to get to that again, you just click on the folders link. Once you're on your home page, well, they're on their home page. So period 1, click on folders, resources, and like I said, I'm going to fill it up, but for right now, you have your Envision. That's mostly what they're going to be using next week. Friday, when we meet again, you'll notice there's going to be more than just Envision in here. In order for them to get access to their assignments, same thing. They're going to go to the folders, and they're going to click the week of. In the week of, I've organized it. There's the live session schedule that we're using this week, the task list, which I emailed to all of you parents, that shows what they should be doing per day, okay? And then each folder has the assignments in it. So for example, Monday, they were to do a Monday mission. The instructions were in there. If it opens, of course, it's going to take its time. So it has their mission on it. They were supposed to have sent me a private message answering the following question, and then here's the directions on how to do that. Their homework was also in that folder, which was the FSA review pages that we've been going over. So everything that they need for the day can be found in that day's folder. Now, all assignments are due Friday. We discussed that at our first meeting, but it's just organized in a way, to me, that's like neat and clean. Like I said, period 2, same layout, folders over here on the left, resources are here, and your weekly assignments are here, all organized exactly the same. The other thing is that it shows their upcoming assignments. So you can see over here on the right-hand side, the secret questions quiz is due on the 27th, Friday. Their etiquette quiz is due Friday, and all of their week of 323 assignments are due Friday. A lot of you guys have been asking me questions about printing things out. They don't need to print anything out as of right now. A lot of the assignments they're doing this week, the only things I'm really grading per se are the etiquette quiz, the secret question quiz, and whether or not they private message me. Everything else, we're going over it, and they're just hanging on to it so they can do on a separate sheet of paper. Next week, they're going to have book work, and the page is going to be given to them via Envision. They can do that on a separate sheet of paper. And then they have the quick check, which they submit online. So we're trying to, we're quarantined. We don't have our books. It kind of stinks, but we can also help save some trees while we're here. So if they prefer that you print it, by all means, print it, snap a picture, you can send it to me, but I don't need to see it. I'm going to check the online work, and they're able to submit it to me online. If it's book work, a simple, sheet of lined paper or in their math journal will do. They'll have access to the book online. So that's pretty much it for Edmodo. I'm going to take a pause and answer Edmodo related questions. So I'm going to stop screen sharing. So if you have Edmodo related questions, if you want to put your hand up, I'll unmute, and then you can ask away. Miss Ariel, you are unmuted. What's up, baby girl?
Okay, so on the checklist thing,
Yeah, the task list?
Yeah, it says on Wednesday, complete 23 through 6 quick check. How do you get on that?
Well, that's an Envision. So I went over that today, but I am going to go over that now. But that's an Envision thing. Okay, so hang tight and I'll answer that question, all right?
Okay.
We're going to try to stick to Edmodo for now because I know it's a lot of information, parents. The good news is they have all been in these programs. They're not really learning anything that they haven't already done. We've gone in Envision to take science quizzes. They've gone in Edmodo to take math and science quizzes. So they should know this, but I know as a parent how frustrating it is not to understand how to help. So I'm trying to teach you how to help them while also helping you with some of these resources from the resource file. Okay. Miss Alicia, you are unmuted.
How do you private message again?
If you go into your folders, go to your Monday folder, the instructions are in there. Okay, so go to Monday for this week, and it gives you step-by-step instructions on how to private message me. Okay?
Right, thank you.
You're so welcome. Any other questions regarding Edmodo? Mr. Ryan, or Ryan's mom. Yes, ma'am.
The question is, Edmodo sends out a lot of emails, a lot of texts
Orland.
over and over again.
Edmodo
Do you know
does?
why that is? Yes.
If you go into his settings, I'll try to, I'm gonna write that down. And I'll
Okay.
try to post something. That would be in his settings because I get the emails too. I don't get text, but it's probably because I turned it off. So I
Okay.
will go in there and try to figure out where in his settings you can turn that off. And I'll send it out in an email just so everybody has it, but I'll make sure to touch base with you and make sure that you at least got it as well. Turning off notification. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to write fast, but I also need to be able to tell what I write. Turn off notifications in Edmodo. All right, any other questions? Edmodo related? No? All right, then we are gonna move into Envision. So Miss Ariel, I think this was your question. Thank you, baby. If you go, I'm gonna screen share again. If you go into, ooh, I almost ended the meeting. Yes. Screen share, share. So now we're gonna jump, so from Clever, they can get to their Envision, and again, these step-by-step instructions are in Edmodo in that resource folder. I'm gonna just keep saying that. I want that like ingrained in your brain. Don't ever think you're alone. There's always a resource for you. So you go into the Envision, it's gonna ask you if you wanna sign in, you say yes, it's gonna ask you to sign in again. This is where students get confused a lot, and again, this is in that resource, in that step-by-step. Their username is the same as Clever, but the password is what gets them. Their password is their initials and their 8-month birthday. So for me, it would be JS, 10 for October, 01 for 1, and then I'm always 26, so we'll say just 2010, just to keep it, you know, keep it classy. So 10012010. But for whatever reason, they hate putting that password in and they always struggle. Once you sign in, this is another one of those things that's annoying, but again, it's in the step-by-step instructions. I'm gonna ignore science for now. They only have 2 options. They have science and math. I have 5 classes. So they're gonna hit this little drop down and go into their math. Once they do that, it's gonna show them browse, classes, the data and the library that we don't need to worry about. They click on their classes. Again, all of this is in those step-by-step instructions. And once again, they have to select the class they want, stick to math. This is where you're gonna find that quick check that you were talking about, Ariel. And this is where all of their assignments are gonna be. They're going to be in a list form. And so some of them are assignments. Their workbook page will pop up here for their classwork. I'm gonna assign them games. Everything Envision related for math is gonna pop up right here in a list form. Right now, the only thing that they need to do is this quick check just so I know they're accessing it. If, let's say, they get confused and they're like, oh, I need to go back, they can just click classes again, and it's gonna ask them again what class. They can go back in that way. If you're wanting to get to the resources, like the textbook itself, you can click browse and their 2 books pop up. Some of them may have more than 2, just depending on if they're in RTI and stuff. But these are our 2 books, and there's a picture in the resources. So again, they would click math, select the topic they want to work in. For us, we're going into 14, and then lesson 14. And here's my resources obviously are a little bit different, but there's resources and things for them here as well. They have buddy practice, which is just additional practice. They have the quick look, which is another way of explaining the same thing. And then, like I said, all those Spanish resources are there for them as well. So they are kind of user-friendly once you get to know them, but getting to figure out where all of this stuff is can be challenging. That's why in that resource folder, you have your step-by-steps. Science will be the same thing. When they have science assignments, which they don't right now, they would just click on classes, go into their science, and the classes would show up right here. Again, they can go into their science book as well. Here's our topics. We're working on energy and motion. That's where we left off. Here's all of the lessons. They click on that. They have access. They click on that. There we go. They have access to their textbook. They have access to videos and other sorts of resources to help them. So these, between Edmodo and Envision, they're going to be spending the most time there. That's why I want these documents in these folders. I'm going to keep showing it to you in the resource folder so everybody knows how to get to them. So I'm going to stop screen sharing and let's go to any Envision questions. Envision questions. Ms. Victoria, you are unmuted. Victoria's almost unmuted. Hold on, Victoria. Where are you? I see you. Don't stop waving. Okay, go.
You know those science books and those math books, are those for to help you, or are they like lessons? And
It depends. It's both. So the lesson, like when I assign you guys math work, it's going to be from your math book. That's just a digital copy of the same thing that's sitting in your desk at school. But I'm going to assign you the page so you don't have to sit there and try to fend through all of those resources. If you're not understanding the work, the quick look is great. And so you can do that. If you did the work and you realize you got a lot wrong, you can do the buddy practice. That's a resource you can use. Okay? So it's both things. All right, Miss Ariel, you are unmute. What's up, baby girl?
Okay, so it's not about Envision though.
Hi, jeez. Is it about Edmodo at least?
Kind of.
Okay, what's up?
Okay, so about the homework, remember when you said about how you're gonna post it on YouTube or something like that?
Yes.
My dad, he said to go on Zoom and look in the link and I didn't see it.
It's not in Zoom, baby. It's in Edmodo. The YouTube link is in Edmodo.
I don't see the link though.
That's because you guys keep filling up that middle section. I'll try to pin it so it stays at the top. What happens is I post the YouTube link and then you guys say hi, 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 hi. So my YouTube link goes lower and lower and lower and lower.
Oh.
So it's there. I'll try to pin it so it stays on the top. The problem, that's why I want you guys to get in the habit of private messaging me, not putting it in the main discussion, because then when I put things in the discussion, the more you guys write over it, the lower it goes in the thread, and then you have to dig through all of that stuff to find it.
Yeah, but you take long to reply.
I'm in every day, like 7 times a day.
Oh.
Oh. Private message. It's the fastest way. I'm not going to go through that whole thread unless I have to. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions from parents or students regarding Edmodo and or Envision? I think Xavier's mom. Are you raising your hand? Oh, okay. I taught them. I apologize. That is my fault. If you go to the bottom of your screen, there's a participant little like icon. Okay. And so I taught them how to raise their hand on that because I can't see everyone's camera, but I'm sorry.
So you were saying about the buddy, something about the buddy thing.
The practice buddy, uh-huh.
Okay, what is that exactly?
It's a computer generated like friend, I guess, that helps them work out problems. So if they're struggling with the issue, if they're having an issue with the lesson for whatever reason, and it's in between, I'm still going to be doing the live sessions to help at 9 and 1, but let's say it's in between that, you can go to that practice buddy and it will give you problems or give them problems. And then it kind of walks them through it, talks them through it. It's kind of like, I don't want to say hand holding, but I can't think of another way to phrase it right now. And it just walks them through the problems and how to solve them. Okay, the good news is we're going to patterns next and rules. So it's one of the easier ones. So this is a good lesson for us to kind of practice working, on this platform. And it's a nice, easy lesson to kind of get us in there. So
okay, perfect. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, Mr. Mackay, your hand is down and you are way down. Are you unmuted? Unmute yourself. I'm unmuting you.
Unmute
There you
now.
Yes. what's up?
On Envision, how many lessons do you sign per week?
In Envision,
Yeah.
you're going to see a lot of stuff pop up because I'm assigning you your workbook page, your quick check, a game. So you're going to see a lot of stuff pop up, but I'll have it all organized for you in Edmodo in the folders. So under Monday, it'll tell you what to do in Envision that day. Envision, I can't separate it. It's just going to come in as one list. Okay? But use the folders in Edmodo to help you sort through what you should be working on. Obviously, 14.1 is chapter 14, lesson 1. You're going to want to do that before 14.3, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'll put it in the folders for you so you know. And it's also on that task list. The packet is from the school. I'm not doing anything with it. That's mostly for students that didn't have a way to get onto technology just to keep their brain flowing.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Mackay, I'm going to mute you again.
Okay.
Amy, unmute. You're, I have you unmuted. You got to unmute yourself. Haha, you should be good.
Hi, good
Hello.
evening. How are you guys?
Hanging in there.
Yeah. This is going to be a lesson, a learning process, I should say.
I know. I got you. It's okay.
From what I've seen in the past, again with the printing, we weren't able to answer the questions on the actual PDF, whatever it is it's showing. It's saying you have to print it out and then write in it and then scan it and submit it. You know, you have to browse through the folder. So is this going to change? I mean, you said to take a picture, so are we allowed to do that?
Are you talking about for the homeworks that they've had, these FSA? Yeah. Again, if it's easier for him to work and print it out, that's fine. I'm not collecting that. I never collected their homework previously. I go over it with them. I give them answers. If they have questions, we go through it together, but I don't actually physically need it. That's why I was saying, if he wants to work it out on a sheet of paper, that's totally fine. I don't need to see it. If you want me to.
But it says to submit. When you submit it, it says to browse for the work, for the whatever you saved on the folder. You know what I mean? Like you scan it, you save it in the computer, and then it's telling you to look for it, to browse it and find something to actually put in the folder.
Are you talking about on Edmodo when
Envision.
It's upcoming?
I'm sorry?
I haven't assigned them anything in Envision except the quick check. There were a couple of assignments where they had, it was giving them remediation work. I turned that off. I don't need any of that. The quick checks, everything is done on the computer.
Okay.
If you could screenshot what you're looking at and send it to me, or we can set up a time outside of this where you can screen share. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not 100%.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we went in there and we did what you said earlier, so we can just, everything will be clear. So I guess I'll just wait and see if it happens again.
Okay, because to clear everything out, I mean, I didn't even need it done. I just wanted it out of the list to kind of make it better for everybody, easier for everybody.
Right.
So like I said, if you want to screenshot it, if you see it again, or you know, you and I can just do a private Zoom so you can screen share without, you know, showing everyone your business, and I'll kind of talk you through what it is.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
All right. iPhone, but I don't have a name, so I'm going to unmute. Hi. Oh, it's Kevin. Hi.
Hello. I wanted to know because I left the secret questions test. I left it because I didn't know what the secret questions was. So then I watched the video. And then I was about to start the video, but I didn't. And then when I came back, I couldn't see it. And when I came back to the secret questions test, it said it was submitted.
I'll delete it and it'll pop up again for you again, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Easy
you.
fix. No problem. Miss Natalie, oh, who did I just unmute now? Where'd it go? Hold on, sorry. I have to find you in like the tiles. Aha. Nope. Dang it, it moved. Okay. You are unmuted.
Okay, are we gonna do a whole day of virtual class on Monday, or how is it gonna work?
I sent a suggested schedule to parents. I can send that out again, but basically you're going to have your assignments. You have things that you need to do. I'll show you your task list for next week if that helps. I was going to share it on Friday on our next meeting, but if we're all here and you guys want it, I can give it to you now. Well, not give it to you, but show it to you. But basically you guys are going to have to, let me see. I'm just going to screen share. It's hard to explain without showing it to you. Hold 1 second, buddy. All right. So if task list 3:30. So this is what you're going to see. These are your assignments for next week. I'll share it out with you guys. I'll try to probably put it up Sunday. So this is kind of your order of things that you need to be doing. The first thing you're going to need to do is watch the YouTube video. Then if you want to come to my 9 a.m. session, you complete this classwork in Envision. If you want to come to my 1 p.m. session, you complete this classwork. After, then you attend the session, whichever one you want. Once you're done, you complete your Envision quick check in Envision, and then that's it for the day. So if that takes you 20 minutes, it takes you 20 minutes. If it takes you 45 minutes, it takes you 45 minutes. You need to set aside at least a half an hour for me in math and at least a half an hour for Mr. Famularo for those live sessions. Other than that, and you need to do this before you come to my live sessions. Other than that, it's kind of you're working at your pace. I can't make you sit in front of a computer for 2 hours. I'm not going to sit in front of a computer for 2 hours. But you do need to get all of this stuff done. And then, you know, here's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and this is just math. Don't forget, you also have science, you have social studies, you have ELA. So you are looking at, you know, the same amount of work. The difference is you can do it when you want to. As long as you come to my 9 a.m. with this done, you can take your quick check at 8 o'clock at night. I don't care. You can play your games at midnight if you're up and you're bored. I don't care. But the only things that you have to do at a certain time are attend your live sessions, one for each subject, and you have to have your classwork done before you come to my session. Otherwise, you don't get credit for that session. And for you parents, when I say complete the classwork, that just means, again, it can be in their math journal on a separate sheet of paper. I'm going to give them a digital copy of the workbook page, but you don't have to print it out. Nothing needs to be submitted. This they're going to give me in that live session via holding it up, showing it to me, going over questions, stuff like that. It doesn't need to be submitted online. It doesn't need to be printed out. I'm not collecting it. It's more of a, okay, I'm going to call on you and you better have the answer to number 9 or I'm going to know you didn't do it type scenario. Hush, Gus. All right, Miss Picard, you are unmuted and your hand is lowered. What can I do for you, ma'am? I cannot hear you.
I'm here.
There you are.
I had to turn off the fan. Sorry.
No worries.
The other mom mentioned something about a drop. Is there a drop box when they do have to submit something? Because Lily was not. There's no drop box.
No, when they have some old assignments that were set up that way, and I asked them to clear out all their old assignments earlier today. Sorry, boys, Torlin, get the dogs, please. I did ask them to clear out their assignments, and some of them were PDFs where it says print, upload, whatever. Just clear them out. I'm going to share again.
Okay. Pay attention.
Because if you go into that document that I made for you guys in Edmodo, towards the bottom, in Envision, they're going to see one of two options to submit their assignments. They're either going to see this that says turn in at the top, but again, this is on an online thing, or they're going to see something at the bottom here that says submit my work.
It's down here too.
Down here, submit my work, okay? So once they submit it, it comes off of their to-do list, but again, they may have old assignments in there that they never completed that are a PDF that say to print, do it, and then scan. Just click on turn it in. That one, I believe, has this on the top. This, sorry, my chat is blocking it. I already forgot what it says. Move.
I see it.
Oh, the turn in. Just click on that. It'll say you don't have anything. I don't care. Just keep clicking it until it disappears from our page. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. Let's do Makai. Go ahead, buddy.
When we were trying to turn back on the computer, what was going on?
Huh?
Like when me and my mom were trying to turn on the computer, what was going on?
What do you mean? I have no idea.
Like what were you talking about while?
I don't know when you got here, silly. All I've gone over is Edmodo, which you know, and Envision, which you know. Okay? Miss Victoria. Not you, Victoria. School, Victoria. You are unmuted, love.
So I can't get to like the task list, like the one where it says like Monday.
In
23rd.
Edmodo?
Yes, it keeps loading. Look, I could show you.
Okay, show me after, okay? When I say people can go, you don't leave, you stay. Okay?
Okay.
We'll figure it out. All right, so I did I don't see any more hands. I did kind of skip over the whole school update one, sorry. I mean well, but my brain works in mysterious ways, which is why I make myself lists. So as far as school updates, as of right now, they haven't changed anything. We are still expected to be out until April 15th. They haven't extended that. That does mean that we have 2 full weeks of online at least in front of us. Realistically, I don't see us going back on the 15th, but you never know. Either way, we're prepared. We'll get through it. So as far as online learning and how that works for attendance, and this is something that I did want to cover with you guys, it is imperative that students are logging into those live sessions. We haven't quite figured out how we're going to put it in PowerSchool, but I am taking attendance daily. Now, I know we said it before, but we have new parents that, are hearing it for the first time, and I'm so glad you are here. They don't have to go to both the 9 a.m. and the 1 p.m. live session for me. They only have to go to one. So I take a manual attendance. Did they come to 9? If the answer is no, I take attendance again at 1. As long as they went to one or the other, they're fine, but they have to attend at least one live session. That lets me know that they're here, so to speak. Turning in all of their assignments on Monday, if they want to, they can, but they still have to go to the live session Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If there is a no school day, that will be on their task